What is it about a holiday that makes it a holiday? Is it the food, the friends, the family, the festivities?
Yeah, I mean, it has 24 hours and it ends in a Y, so what makes it different than any other day?
If you've ever wondered what the heck about a holiday makes it so dang different from any other day, then this edition of the First In Q&A with J&A is for you. My name is Jonathan Montgomery.
And I'm Ann Montgomery.
And we're the co-founders of First In Nutrition.
If you want to learn more about what coaching and community can do for you, head on over to firstinnutrition.com.
And if you're ready to find out more about handling the holidays, or any other day for that matter, you're in the right place. Let's get to it. I think we should make this Q&A happen. Let's go ahead and get to a question, and it's a good question. Eric asks, why would the holidays be any different than normal days if we plan ahead? And that's kind of a good question, right?
Yeah.
Like, why would the holidays be any different than a normal day if we're planning ahead?
And that's a good question because people make the holidays sound like they're crazy different days, right? And yeah, we do some different things. You have different activities. Maybe you see different people. Maybe there's even different food. But from a goal perspective and hitting your goals and staying on plan, is it really any different?
My answer is this. Why would the holidays be any different if we plan ahead? The answer is they wouldn't be any different. They wouldn't be any different at all. They actually have the word day right in them, right? It's a holiday, not a holly month like a lot of people like to make it, but it's a holiday and you can treat it like any other day. But what I think's interesting here and what makes it completely like any other day is you're all adults. You don't need a holiday, a birthday, an anniversary, a milestone, a random Tuesday. You don't need any excuse to follow a plan or to deviate from a plan. You're an adult, right? You're in control. You choose your fate. You choose your own destiny. You choose your own adventure, like those books we read back in the day. It's all up to you, and it's always up to you. And that's a great thing, because whether it's a holiday or any other day of the week, you're in charge. And anytime you want to make the choice and make the decision to follow your plan, to marginally step away from your plan, to deviate significantly from your plan, to burn it all down, get some. Get after it, because that is the beautiful thing about having a freedom of choice, is you can do what you want whenever you want. But a freedom of choice does not mean freedom from consequence. And so whether it's a holiday or a Monday or Tuesday or Sunday or any normal day, the choices you make and the decisions you decide on are going to have a consequence. And all we want you to do is be willing to accept the outcome of them. And that's what all of the tools in the toolbox we try to arm you guys with are there for, is to help you make a more informed decision so you're able to truly anticipate what the outcome might be and ask yourself if you're going to be comfortable accepting it when the holiday is over, right? And that's the biggest thing. So if you're planning ahead and you're following your plan, then the holidays are going to be no different than the other day. But that's not necessarily saying that any day has to be anything less than what you want it to be.
I feel like this falls in line with what we just talked about. We just had a conversation with someone the other day about Halloween in particular, because we just did the Halloween thing. There was Halloween candy all over the place. Probably still is. They sell it real cheap after Halloween, right? You go stock up for next year.
We need to stock up.
We need to go stock up. But Halloween is really no different than any other year in terms of candy. That candy is available all year. You can get the same candy all year round. So why is Halloween candy different from other candy?
It's free.
Is it right? Is it free? Is it more available? Is there more of it in your house because your kids brought home 6 pillowcases of candy? We used to start carrying pillowcases when we were young because we're like, well, they're bigger than the bucket, so I can fit more candy in the pillowcase. Why does it make it any different? It doesn't. And I feel like this goes with the rest of the holidays. Because sure, there might be one or two things that maybe you just don't make the rest of the year, but you could. All of that food is still available. It's not different food. It's just a different environment, different atmosphere. And that plays into a lot of the questions that we got about this. It's not really any different. It's kind of what you make it.
Yeah, I think the thing is just understanding that no matter what the occasion is, no matter what the event is, you are in charge and you are in control. And as soon as you realize that, then all of the whatever factors that may come up that might make a holiday different in terms of schedule, location, food selection, choices, all of these things, you realize that no matter what the circumstance is, you're still in control of the way you choose to respond to it. And that's kind of what it's all about, right? It's all about arming yourself with the ability to make a decision you're comfortable accepting the outcome of. And that gap, that however much progress you want to make versus however much you're willing to leave on the table is always a personal choice and always an individual one. It's not just a gift that comes around during the holiday season, and it's not one that's taken away from you. It's one that you possess 365 to do with as you choose.
As you wish.
And all we ask is that you choose in a way that doesn't get so wrapped up in the moment that you don't anticipate what you might be not celebrating after the season is over. It is kind of one of those things where, yeah, we know that a holiday itself is different, but very few are based around what we eat or don't eat. Most of them are based around other activities that we don't necessarily have to deviate for. Let's look at the simple aspect of going to a holiday meal. If you're not hosting, you have to travel somewhere. Depending on the degree of separation, you may have to travel a significant distance. It may require several different modes of transportation. It may require multiple stops. It may require phone calls. It may require cavity searches from the TSA.
Private pat down.
It may require all kinds of things. Does anybody engage in that without a plan? Probably not.
Like just show up at the airport without your bags packed and hope to get a plane ticket.
Right. We put a lot of planning into attending holidays. Let's say you are hosting. Do you plan on having chairs for people, room for people, food for people, helping coordinate, X, Y, or Z? You probably plan to do all kinds of stuff if you're hosting the holiday. So hosting, traveling, whatever it is, you're going somewhere, people are coming to you, there's a plan involved. How much fun would it be if you didn't do any planning, right? So when we look at the holidays themselves and all the planning that goes into them, I'm not necessarily sure why we wouldn't plan for the actual event itself and plan what we want from that event itself. And you know what, guys? If that's eat yourself sick till you're miserable on the couch with the top two buttons unbuttoned and a hand shoved in there, Al Bundy style, be my guest.
Been there, done that. Except not the hand, but definitely have eaten myself into like a sleepy couch situation.
Doing it wrong.
That was
doing
definitely
it wrong.
Doing it wrong a long time ago.
So if that's the plan, that's the plan. Stick to the plan. If the plan is to enjoy yourself responsibly, but maybe not be so focused on it that if that you're gonna have to track ahead of time and do whatever. If that's the plan, that's the plan. Just be willing to accept the outcome. But if the plan is to enjoy the event, have fun with your family, and make as much progress as you possibly can, then you need to plan it out ahead of time. And that's where I think it is no different than the regular days, Eric. I think it lines up with the regular days, period, because you always have that choice, and you're always going to have temptations, and you're always going to have circumstances that come up that are going to require you to make a choice. And we just want you to make an informed one.
And with this question and with all of the questions on the live today, and really this doesn't just apply to the holidays, it applies to any day that you deem a holiday, you're, Taco Tuesday and you decide to go ham on tacos, whatever it is, the end of the day, it's what are you willing to accept? If you are willing to accept the outcomes of your decisions and not in the moment, yeah, I accept it, I'm happy, I'm full, I feel great, that food was awesome, and not necessarily even later in the day, the next day, the next few days, the next few weeks, the next few months, if you really turn the holiday into a hollow week or a hollow month, can you accept those outcomes? And if you can, and you tell us, hey, no regrets.
That's my credo. No regrets.
3 weeks later, I'm happy I did it. Cool, high five. We're all for it. Go do it. We will support you 100%. Chances are, if you really dig that hole deep enough in the holidays, probably going to have a few regrets. And that's not a good way to walk away from a holiday meal or a meal with your family or any kind of event. That kind of sucks.
Yeah, you want to make sure you don't regret a single letter because those things can catch up with you. It's one of those things where, I don't want you, the next holiday that comes around, be regretting the choices you made at the previous one. If you want to burn it all down, just be willing to next Christmas not have all the progress you could have made by this one. You know what I mean? So that's my thoughts on that. I don't know, Eric, if that clears anything up or if that made anything worse, but let us know. And we'll go from there on that one. Eric says it's a Friday, so it's a holiday.
Any day can be a holiday.
If you stuck around this far, thanks for hanging out with us. If you like what you heard or think someone else might dig it, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share, or whatever the cool kids say.
If you want to learn more about First In or hear more from our family, you can find us on the socials at First In Nutrition.
And if you're looking for actionable ways to put yourself first, head over to fieldnotes.firstinnutrition.com to join the Field Notes faction for weekly tools and tactics to keep yourself on the path to progress. Because the people that depend on you the most
Deserve you at your best.